Good evening, good evening, good evening. I want to thank you for tuning in to another episode of Damon Looks. Yes, Damon Looks, determined and motivated online network. I am Angela. I am the host of Walk in Purpose, and my show will air live tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. But tonight, I'm here representing Damon Looks, and I want to bring up my very special guest, Cassandra Edwards. She is an author, a poet, an educator. She wears a lot of hats, but I'm not going to tell her story. I'm going to allow her to come up and share just a little bit about who she is, what she's doing, and how you can get in contact with her. So let me bring her up. Hi, my sister.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Well, welcome to Damon Looks. I am glad to have you here. I am so glad to share you with the world. So please share with us exactly who you are.
Okay. Well, my name is Cassandra Edwards. I am originally from St. Louis, Missouri. I currently live in North Carolina. I relocated here about a year and a half ago. I have a daughter. I have one child. She is a senior in high school this year, so kind of excited for her next stage in life. I am an author. I published my first book, Unsolicited Tears, last November. I also worked with a group of awesome women doing a collaboration. It was the Survivor to Conqueror anthology, and I go into depth about one of my stories that's actually in my actual book. I am a school teacher. I am a minister. I am a godmother. Everything. Like she said, I wear so many hats. And that's just who I am, and I'm just who I am. I guess that's it.
I don't know if something. I think we having some problems. It seems like your volume is going in and out.
Really? I don't know. Um, I don't know. I turned it all the way up. I gotta do the whole intro over again.
Like I can hear you now. No, you don't have to do all that over. We live. I mean, it
Oh,
is what it is. We stuff happens. We having technical issues. We trying to address them, but stuff happens. So you can just see. Do you have any earbuds?
I do not.
I don't know
You think I need to put my
why it's
headphones
going
in?
in and I don't know. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can turn my volume up some. I think my volume is all the way up. No, let me turn my volume up some. Maybe that'll help. Go ahead, talk now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
Okay.
I got a mic. Go
I,
ahead. I mean, it happens. It's okay. We human, and this is technology. It happens. We lucky it ain't throwing us off because we don't been in a place where it's don't throw us off and all kind of stuff. Yesterday it was crazy, but I know I'm not the only one that experienced these problems. So hey, we just keep it pushing. I know you were sharing that you are a woman of many hats, a minister, an educator, an author, and of course you're a poet. So go ahead. I don't want to take over now because you know I can
um,
talk.
yeah, like my first book, I did originally start doing poetry. I started writing poetry at age 12 when I was in the sixth grade. It started as like an assignment that I had to do, and then from there, that's just where I found my voice at. And so my book, Unsolicited Tears, when I started working on my first book, I did plan on it being just a poetry book, just a book of poems. Like I've written poems like all my life. When people have special occasions or anything, they always like, "Can you write me a poem?" And I can just sit down and the words just come to me. It's just a gift. And so when I started my book, I originally planned for it to be a poetry book. But as I was writing it out and deciding which poems I was going to put in and things like that, God began to shift the focus of my book. And so my book is not really just a poetry book, it's actually a vignette. And a vignette is just a collection of stories. And so I have stories from my life in the book, and then following each story, I have poems. And so it's a mixture of things. So it tells some snippets of my life. It's not my whole life story. I don't go into all of the detail in every story, but it's a snippet, and then there are poems that follow. Some of the poems are directly aligned to the story, and some of them have nothing to do with the story. And so that's my own book. And then with the anthology that I worked on with the group of women, I took one of the stories because when I published my book, there's one particular story in there about being molested, and a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, like you should have told the rest of the story." And so I tell that entire story in the anthology that I was a part of.
Wow. You definitely have an amazing journey. You have an awesome testimony. So they definitely gonna have to pick up your book so they can find out a little bit about your journey and your testimony. So I want you to share. Do you by chance have a picture of your book or a copy of your book or your book that you can show so we can? Okay, let me give you the screen so they can.
So this is my book. I don't know if you can see the whole thing. So Unsolicited Tears. This is my book. On the back, you see my picture and everything. It is on Amazon, so you can purchase it off of Amazon. It is $15 for the actual book. I am running a Black Friday special for my book where I will be taking $5 off. So I'll be actually selling it for $10. But in order to get that, you would have to order it directly from me. And you can reach out to me via my Facebook page, which is Cassandra Edwards, my first and my last name, or author Cassandra Edwards is my author page. And so I'm trying to build up that audience a little bit more.
So we'll get that link posted up so people can follow you and get that book. Do you have a website?
I don't. I really do need to get a website going, but the only thing that I have as a product right now is my book. I do have like some T-shirts and I have like some makeup and cosmetic bags and things like that. So I keep saying I'm going to get a website going, and I haven't, but that's in my goal to get my website going. Yeah. But I don't have a website.
I think we don't talked about this one time before. I think so. Did we talk about this
No,
before?
no,
Because I
that
think
wasn't me.
me, I think we did. It wasn't you.
Mhm.
Okay.
No,
Yeah, this is my sister from another mother because let me tell you, she would come in my inbox and she would tell me, she said, now sis, she said, don't you do that no more. She would get me straight. But you know what? I thank God for people like her because she is genuine and she is looking out for my best interest. She has my best interest at heart. That speaks volumes for her, and it lets me know that she cares. And I appreciate you caring, but God laid it on my heart to do what I did. That's the only reason why I did it. But I thank you for having my back. You know, it tells me a lot about you, you know, because we don't know each other like that. We just met each other, but we connected, and it's just something about a connection. So I thank you for having my back and being my big sister. So I appreciate that because a lot of people forget that.
you might be my big sis. I think you're older than
Okay, we might be. I
me.
might be. Look, we gonna direct message that and see. Cause we can't be telling our age now.
I don't care
Now
because
I
I'm
ain't
on.
ashamed. I'm 45.
And I'm 41.
Oh yes,
So,
I'm your sis. So you and okay. So I did the same thing with Shayna. With Sheena, you know Sheena Godor. I did the same thing with her. Her birthday's coming up. So y'all around about the same age. I think she's finna be 40. So you
oh,
you
okay.
just turned 41. So you just turned 41 because you just had a birthday. I remember. Yeah. And I'm upset because I sent you a birthday package and you didn't get it.
I still have not gotten it. I have not
And
gotten
I'm so upset with the postal service because I've had to resend several packages because people have not gotten their packages. And then
I
later on down the line, after I've resent the packages, then I get them back saying, "Oh, they were undeliverable" or whatever the reason may be. Because I sent out a T-shirt to a lady in Maryland. She said she didn't get her T-shirt, and a couple of months went by, and I got the T-shirt back.
oh
So it's
wow.
postal service been really been cutting up. And then like a lady, her package was marked delivered the other day, and she just got her package yesterday, and it was marked delivered on the 9th.
Wow.
They cutting up real bad.
Hmm.
That's why I'm telling everybody, if you got to send packages, make sure you track your package. And if you can invest in the insurance, invest in the extra insurance. But make sure you track it so you can see where your package is going, because it's definitely it's
I appreciate you
crazy.
just thinking of me for my birthday. I appreciate it.
But yeah,
I believe
no,
I
I got
believe you.
something. I got something else for you. It's okay. I got something else for you because I'm gonna get you. It was just, I think it was a journal and in a little notebook. But
Oh,
I got something different that I can send you. I got a new book out, a new journal, and another book out, and another journal. So I got something I
you
can
doing
send
your
you.
thing with these books. You doing your thing.
I got something to send you, sis. I'll never leave you out. But I want you to I want those people that are following you on Facebook. I want you to tell them about your upcoming projects and those things that you have going on, because I know that you started something at your school that I want you to share with those that are tuned in, that I think is very amazing.
Look, it is not going so well at all, and I believe it is because it's virtual. So upcoming, the only thing that I really have is like joining in on your book project. No more words hurt no more.
Words speak, hurt no more.
Words speak hurt no more. See, I got to get it all together. So working on that anthology, and I really need to get. I got like 14 days to get these 2 books. I don't have anything written down, but when I sit down and write, it's gonna come to me. So I'm not even worried about it. So that's coming up. We'll be publishing that in January. Actually, and today I was talking to my sister, and I started my unsolicited podcast like back in April. I did like the intro just to test it out because I really hate my voice. Like when I hear it like played and things like that, because I think I sound like a little kid. And so I started the intro and I've never recorded an episode. And so today me and my sister were talking and I was like, I gotta get out. I'm going to start doing these episodes on this podcast. And so I do have a podcast. It's called Unsolicited. It's on Anchor and all of the other little things that you can download your podcast. And it's just going to be a podcast just talking about those things that people don't want to talk about, basically. So that's what it's basically going to be. So that's going to be coming soon. And then I did at my school. I started a virtual poetry club, and I had like this big idea. We were going to do poems, and we were going to publish a book at the end. I was going to have all these great speakers come in and work with the kids, and that got knocked down because of COVID. We can't have any visitors, even on like our virtual setting. So the only people who can join in on our virtual setting are people who actually work for the district. And then because we are virtual, it's hard to get like the kids actually at the meeting. So I'm holding these meetings and like one kid will show up or no kids will show up. So it's going horribly. But I'm optimistic that once we go back to school, that we'll be able to do the club face to face. If we're still in the midst of COVID, then I'll probably just do like 6 feet apart, and we have our meeting and things like that. But yeah, I'm really excited to work with the kids and to get them published as young authors. But right now, it's just not looking too good.
Well, you know what? Just stay encouraged. God knows your heart. He would not give you a vision for something without making provision. So just trust the process. Sometimes we have to go through a process to get to where we want to get. You know, you see the
Mhm.
vision. He gave you the vision, so you see the vision, so you know what it's gonna take. So now it's just a process of just, just be patient. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. You know, it's gonna come. I ain't got to tell you because you know it's gonna come. Just be patient. Just be patient. Um, I was going to ask you something, but it's gonna slip my mind
Go
because
ahead. Oh, okay.
it. I was going to ask you something about. Oh no, the podcast. Yes, the podcast. So you know, today I posted on
I saw
Facebook
that. Yeah.
about the podcast.
Yeah.
So
And this was my confirmation. That was
so
my confirmation.
definitely you need to get with me because I'm looking for someone just like you to be a part of what we're trying to do, and it's a partnership. It's a partnership to try to promote the magazine and to promote the podcast. So it is definitely a great opportunity for everyone involved. So I definitely would like for you to be a part of that. Um, so we can definitely talk about that. But this is not about me. This is about you. So
But I did see that post this morning. I did see that post this morning. I did see that post this morning. And that was my confirmation because
so
I had just talked about it. And then I got on Facebook and I saw your post about podcast. And I was like, okay, God, I would get on it. I would do it, you know. So, yeah.
see, see how he worked. See, he work it out. He work it out. But you definitely the podcast is needed because people don't want to talk about things that's affecting our community. We hide stuff, we brush stuff under the rug, we turn the blind eye, we turn the deaf ear, and it's time out for that because too many people are hurting. And it's time for us to be healed, and it's time for us to walk in our purpose. And we've been given the opportunity to use these platforms just for that. And I stress across all of my platforms, every last one of them. All I want to do is educate, empower, and encourage people to walk in their purpose because we're not just placed here. He didn't just throw us here. He strategically placed us here. You know, he
Yeah.
called us in our mama's womb. You know, he set us apart. You know, all those things that it speak of in the word, it's true of us, and we have to learn how to accept those things and pull those things up out of us and be who He called us to be. And walk in that. You know, we get so caught up in all this that the world has said that we're supposed to be and what we're supposed to be doing, we lose track of who we are and what's inside of us and who He's called us to be. We want to be everything for everybody else and forget, you know, what is our purpose? You know,
Right.
what is that inside of us that He's placed in us that we're supposed to be doing to impact lives? You know, I've been asking people, what is your power? What is power to you? You know, because you have power in the inside of you, down in the inside of you, there lies power. So, what does that word mean to you? Power. Power.
So, when I think of the word power, I am, you know, I'm an English teacher. And so when I look at words, I usually try to like break them down into acronyms and, you know, things like that. And so, I don't know, when you ask me the word power, I don't know, I would think, if I broke down power, I would think about like purpose, like finding my purpose. The O would probably be for creating opportunities. Walking in wisdom would be the W. And then expecting would probably be the E. Expecting dynamic, and then I would probably use the R for like results. So that's
Oh,
probably
wow.
what I would put down the word power and say. But power to me is just that strength that's within that gives us the ability to do whatever it is that we set our minds to. And it keeps us on track and keeps us from falling back into, you know, our old ways or falling back into the things that others want us to do, but pressing forward into those things, you know. So basically just pursuing our purpose and using, you know, with that opportunity, like I said, for wisdom, you know, and to be able to walk in it and just expecting those dynamic results as a result of it. So that's probably what I would say power. Now I'm not
Wow.
gonna remember that I said that. I'm going to
But it's
forget.
okay because this is on video. And of course, I always go back and listen to my videos, and then not only that, while I'm downloading it because I have to download it and then I have to upload it and send it over to my
Uh-huh.
people. But I always upload it to my YouTube as well, the magazine's YouTube. So it's shared across all of my platforms. So it will be uploaded. So people are going to hear what you just said. You're going to be able to play back what you just said, and we're going to be able to put that on the T-shirt what you just said because like what he downloaded to me, um, it was positioned to overcome by being a willing vessel to empower others through our resilience. So we got to position ourselves. When you put yourself in a position to overcome obstacles, because you already know that things are gonna come. It's gonna come because he tells you in Luke 137, he said faith, it does not make it easy, but it makes it possible. So he tells
Yes.
you right there. He tells you right there that things are gonna come. But it
And
does not mean no. It does not mean that you cannot have it, that it cannot be so. It just like when people say delay does not mean denial. It's just what it is. You know, it's gonna come. Distractions gonna come. Things are gonna come to try to distract you and keep you off course. But that's why you have to stay in position so that you can overcome. But then you got to line yourself up to be that willing vessel so that you can be empowered to teach
that's
somebody.
good.
And
That's
then
good.
when you get out of this education, we go. I've been sharing, educate, empower, and encourage. So we getting out of this education, we getting out of this teaching, we going to the university, we getting out of this stuff, and then we sit on it. We don't pour it back into our community. We don't help our sisters. We don't help our brothers. We don't help those that we see struggling. And we got all this stuff, and we won't pour into nobody. You got to empower somebody. If you want to see something come up out of somebody, you got to put something in them. And we got to stop thinking that, oh, they got to work on themselves. Yeah, we got to work on ourselves. But you got to, that you got in you. If you got yourself together, then start reaching out to your people around you. Reach out to your circle. Reach out to those that are connected to you that don't have it together, that you know that's trying. We got to stop being so focused. That's when I'm telling you, when we got all these different denominations. We got one God, and we got all these different denominations. We got all these different classifications for this, classification for that, and everybody don't got so focused on this physical stuff and this outside stuff, and they don't lost the focus on their soul and their spiritual being. That's gonna get them to eternity. That's gonna get them to the Father. But they so focused on all this natural stuff. When
And
chaos has just been breaking loose all over this world, and we've been so consumed in what's going on in this world, we ain't been worrying about what's going on in the spirit. But this is a spiritual warfare that's taking place, and people don't even realize it. People that's not operating in the spirit. They so focus on the election. They let the election throw them off and all this other stuff and Black Lives Matter and all this other stuff when they better be pulling on this power inside of them and pulling on what gonna get them up there. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And Lord, I don't know why he took me there, but he just got me all off topic. We would not talk about that.
but that's funny because you said that we're gonna put that on a shirt. And like and I do have a saying like that I am going to put on a shirt. But I have, like, your show is called Walking in Purpose. And one of my shirts that I had created, it says, pain pushed me into my purpose. And that's one of my quotes that I have, that I say a lot to myself. Pain pushed me into my purpose. And then the one about power, that I'm going to put on a shirt. And these will be things that I'll actually say on my website whenever I get it going. But the one about power says, I took back my power when I told my story, because a lot of people have a story, and like you said, they refuse to tell it because they're afraid of maybe what people are going to think or what people are going to say and things like that. And like, And the same thing with my pain. Like the pain that I went through, it pushed me into my purpose that God had for me. And so that's why I got this shirt made. And so I actually have never worn this shirt. There's another one that I have that says, there's a couple of them. I don't know. I posted them on Facebook before, but I have about three different sayings that I have on these different shirts, and they are just different things that kept me going, like throughout while I was writing my book. Because really, when I started writing my book, the enemy got really busy.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
They get real busy, man.
yeah, the enemy got really busy when I started writing my book to the point where I lost my whole manuscript at one time. Like the computer just crashed, and I had to start it all the way back over. And of course, having to start all the way back over, I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm just not gonna write it. And I would let it lay off to the side for like a year or two, and then God would put it back on me, like, go ahead and write the book. And I started writing again, and then I lost the titles to all of my poems. Like, and then God gave me like all new. He said, I don't want none of those old poems in the book. And so he just gave me titles, but I didn't have poems to go with them. And so I just had to start as God gave it to me, the words as they came to me, because I had all these poems that I had written, and I was like, well, I'm gonna put this in the book and this, and then God was like, nope, take it all out. And so it was crazy. It was a crazy journey. A lot of people say, people ask me for years, probably about the last 8 to 10 years, when you gonna write a book? When you gonna write a book? And I was like, it's coming, it's coming. I'm writing it, I'm writing it. So when I actually wrote it, I didn't really tell anybody I was writing it until I got like that manuscript, and I was like, my book will be coming out. Like I didn't tell anybody because I thought that if I told people, then the enemy was gonna start working. I was like, well, somebody out there praying against my book. So I was like, I ain't telling nobody what I'm doing. And so that's just how I did it. Like the second time, I just didn't tell anybody. Very few people knew that I was actually going through and working on my book and paying a publisher and all of that.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh my God, you're amazing. So I thank you. I thank you for my time today. Thank you for coming on and sharing. Thank you for being a part of the project. I tell you, every time I reach out and ask you to be a part of something or post something, you share it. You not only share it, you invite people to be a part of it, and you jump on it. Like I posted one day when we did the pop up suicide awareness. I said I needed somebody to be a part of this. You and my guy
I was just listening.
just jumped on it. Like
I just
every
thought I was listening.
opportunity. So yeah.
I I do apologize. I was not at the domestic violence scene. I had just like that was my birthday actually, the day of your domestic violence marathon, and my my brother and them popped up, and I had no idea that they were coming. For my birthday. So it was a great thing. And like on my actual birthday, I was like so sick. Like I was sick.
Wow.
But I had gotten home and all of that. It was a lot. So I apologize. I did want to be a part of that prayer marathon that you had for domestic
Well,
violence.
it was a nice we had a nice little time.
I was able to listen in on some of it, but I really wanted to be there, like physically there. But I
We're
was
gonna do
there.
it again next year. Hopefully we'll be able to maybe do something live. Hopefully I'll be in a situation where I maybe can do it live on the radio, and maybe we can have different. I really want to do something different, so maybe we can get together and some more people and come up with a bigger idea that we can, you know, share with more people. Um, I'm open. I love to collaborate. I love to network. I love sharing people across my platform. That's what I like to do. I just want to make an impact, and wherever I can make an impact, that's what I want to do. So I'm here.
I'm not going anywhere. Right down the
Before,
road.
okay, so before we leave, I want you to share again how they can get in contact with you, and if you want to leave something inspirational with them, please do so. This is your time.
Look, I'm not a hard person to find. First of all, because Facebook made me change my name to my real name because that was not my name on Facebook for a very long time. So you can find me on Facebook at Cassandra Edwards. And then, just like you see it on the screen, author Cassandra Edwards is my author page. I used to post a lot of like inspirational stuff there and quotes, but not so much. But I'm gonna get back at it. But you can find me at any one of them. Probably Cassandra Edwards is my easiest place to find me. At least I'm on there like daily checking something. And I guess basically the thing is that I would probably like to leave with everyone is basically to find your own power within so that you can start walking in your purpose. See, I tied it back into the name. There you go.
Amen. That's it. That's it. Well, I want to thank you for coming on, and you know how to reach me. So, if there's anything I can do to continue to assist you on your journey, feel free to reach out to me. You know how to get in contact with me, sis. I love you, and
Yes.
you have a great evening.
I love you too. Thank you so much for having me on.
You're welcome. So you guys have been tuned in to another episode of Damon Looks. Of course, I am Angela, and I thank you for supporting me across my platforms. If you would please tune in tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. live on O.N.E Dynasty. You can call in at 516-453-9133. Again, that's 516-453-9133. You can press 1 to join the conversation. Conversation brought to you by them boys at Looking Glass Entertainment. Again, tune in tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. Damon, your girl, Walk in Purpose with Angela. I love you guys. Be blessed.